Good morning, everyone, from sunny Six Flags over Georgia. I'm here for the media preview of Georgia Goldrusher, the world's first intimate ultra surf. I am here solo today. Sarah will be joining us a bit later for opening day. We're going to do an awesome video then talking about all the big changes coming to Six Flags over Georgia, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I wanted to focus just on this brand new roller coaster because it's been a while that Six Flags over Georgia has added a high thrill, ground up new roller coaster. My first big opening that I went to was Twisted Cyclone. That was a redo. They had Kid Flash not too long ago. Unfortunately, that is no longer around. But Georgia Goldrusher, you know, this has been a long time coming. We haven't seen a launch coaster at Six Flags over Georgia, so this is the only one in the park. We have spinning seats, so that does offer a very unique experience compared to other roller coasters in this park, and it's gonna be a good time. So let's show you around. And here is our main plaza. So to put some perspective, here's the rotating water wheel. This is the bridge that'll take you up and around to like Superman and Justice League. And here is our brand new sign for Georgia Goldrusher. They did a really, really nice job. It's pretty cool being in like this area of the park because this spot was previously occupied by an old water ride that just sat SB&O for years and years and years. And I never did it, never saw it operate, and so never ever went in this section. Now we have a new roller coaster here. Right before you enter the queue, here's our sign talking about all the different safety things you gotta keep in mind. To the left, they have a waterfall, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. We have lots of different traveling water over here. You can see more directly as you cross underneath the pathway. In terms of a queue, looks like it's pretty much just a straightaway to the station. We do have some barrels here on the side. This is actually where the Joker Funhouse coaster threads through. Here we go, some more props. I don't even know what that is, but that's pretty cool. Some lamps, it's giving Jungle X, King's Dominion. I fully expect to see a bunch of these around Rapterra when we are there next week. And welcome to the station for Georgia Goldrusher. So we're currently on the unload side. You can see some barrels, stick of dynamite right here, some crates of rocks, and here is the ride vehicle. So this massive surfboard looking thing. Then here we have 10 seats going all the way around. So 20 people at a time compared to some of the other half pipes, which I believe are 6 for each of them. So capacity is definitely higher. And for a restraint, we just have a single over-the-shoulder lap bar. Same sort of setup as a lot of their other multi-launch coasters. Very, very comfortable. All right, I'm excited to go for a ride. All right, here we are. We're on the front car of the 2 cars here on Georgia Goldrusher. So we're gonna start launching towards the airtime hill, and then we have these huge spikes here. So it's 144 feet tall. To put that in perspective, something like Timmy's Half-Pipe or something like Avatar Airbender, the Nickelodeon universes are around 70 feet tall. So a lot bigger. Wide open too, just like you feel nice and exposed to just the lap bar. Woo! Here we go, about to go over that airtime hill. Let's see how this is. Woo! Nice and floaty. Oh, there's the water. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Whoa, there we go. I think my shoe got a little wet. Woo! Oh, that's good. That's fun. Nice. Woo! Just hanging sideways there is so fun. And there you go. There you go, Georgia Goldrusher. So in a normal situation, we'll be rotating as we're going around, but for the camera setup, we're just angled there on the side. But this is something that you're gonna wanna do multiple times because the seat rotation is gonna vary. You know, it's weight dependent. It's not a controlled spinning. It's just like completely natural. So yeah, lots of re-rideability there. That was a ton of fun. Super cool to experience Georgia Goldrusher. As I'm standing here coming off the ride, something interesting that I noticed is that unlike a traditional roller coaster where you queue up for a specific row, here, there's no queue. There's like a holding area, and I'm assuming you're gonna have a grouper who's just like, all right, just fill in the seats, 20 people at a time, and you just pick wherever you want because it's gonna rotate anyways. So, I don't know, I thought that was pretty interesting. The drone that they have flying around this thing is huge. Doesn't compare to the one that they had at Top Thrill 2 from the photos and videos I've seen of that one, but still very, very cool. They have a very professional setup here for Media Day. All right, we're here with the park president, Greg. First of all, thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the big ride opening.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today. Yeah, we're super excited about Goldrusher, and I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, I just want to say how cool it is that Over Georgia finally has a launch coaster, because that has been like one of the biggest gaps in the park's collection.
Absolutely. And this is a great one. So this is one, it's 144 feet tall. It goes about 60 miles an hour. It's not a long track. So if it's your first launch coaster, like I would venture to say this is a really good first launch. Like if you're just not sure about a launch coaster, try this one. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely, yeah. And also the rotating vehicles, it adds more variety to Over Georgia's collection with like those spinning seats.
That's
right. I feel like are really cool.
That's right, and complete free spin, right? So every ride's different. That's the one thing we're learning with this ride is because it's a free spin, depending on the weight distribution on the gondola itself, sometimes it spins fast, sometimes it doesn't. Every ride is different, which makes it even more exciting.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I just got to say, like, blew my mind was the renaming and the retheming announcement that came pretty recently.
Right.
So I'd love if you could discuss like what went into a decision like that, because that was a very unique announcement that we don't see too often.
Sure. Like who repaints a brand new ride, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what you're asking, kind of. Yeah. So, we make a lot of decisions throughout the year. We just made the decision last year, especially with the merger and the new change last year. We wanted to kind of pull up a little bit, take a look at it, especially with the new company, say, look, what direction do we want to go? And as we worked with our new corporate team and our new design team, we're like, look, we think we have a real opportunity here to make this not only impactful to the ride itself, but impactful to the area around you. As you can see, the theming just fits really well with this area, with the mine train on one side, with the carousel hill to the other side. It's just it fits a lot better for this theming. So we felt like this is a great direction to go. And as you can see, while this is not the finished product by any means, it's very close, but it's not the finished product. I think you can agree that it fits very well in this area, and it's very nice thematically. Absolutely.
The colors are sharp, and I gotta add, while we're here, Six Flags Over Georgia has a lot of big changes this year. So it seems like the park is going in a positive direction. We have, of course, you mentioned the merger and everything. It seems like this is just the beginning for Over Georgia.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. And some of the changes you'll see this year is in our food and beverage operation, for example. So we're converting 3 of our biggest restaurants into a crew serve cafeteria style, getting brand new remodels on the interior and exterior. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like that is just the first step that we're doing for 2025. And there's lots of things in store for this park in the next couple of years.
Good. Well, we can't wait. Thank you so much, Greg. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Taylor. Thank you.
So lap number 2 there was in the back car. So when you're in the load station and you launch towards the airtime hill, it's in the car that is facing away from it. And I was facing the track, so the back spike over here. And that was pretty cool. That was a very awesome sensation when you're rising up towards the spike, and then you just see that it's just a complete dead end because it has like a little bit of a hump to it. So you like start to crest over it, and then you're like, whoa, are we like about to go off the track? But no, then you start falling back down. And yeah, the view, fantastic. So it's a good ride. It is. I liked what Greg said is like a stepping stone coaster. It's intermediate. It's one of those attractions that when you're here at Over Georgia, you can use to work your way up because like it has some good moments, but it's not too crazy. And frankly, they needed something like that because they have a lot of B&Ms here, right? And some of those are pretty intense. So with that cycle, the water effects didn't go at all. Depending on the weather, they can adjust them. So like on a hot summer day, they can really be shooting out. Then it almost really turns into like a water ride, right? That means also when it's really cold, they can turn them off completely, if it's like nearing freezing temperatures. On a day like today, if you like stick your feet out, you might be able to get like a bit of a mist from the fountains. But for the most part, I mean, it's not really a water ride. That's why like the original Georgia Surfer name was a little confusing, because it was like marketing it as it sounded like it was a water ride. You know, with the effects, people I think would think that it's a water ride. So Georgia Goldrusher does make more sense. So here's a little interesting fact for you all. These blue fins right here are what actually control the spinning. So you have some right after the airtime hill, and then also on this section over here. And what's interesting is that right now the vehicle is not spinning a whole lot, so I believe it's like an issue with either these fins or maybe the underside of the vehicle, but they should have everything ironed out in about a month. So if you come here for opening day, it might not be spinning as much as it will in the future. All right, my third and final ride on Georgia Goldrusher for the day. That time I actually did get a bit of a rotation. Not as much, again, as it will be in like, you know, a month or so after it's like really been broken in. But it was still cool, like, you know, just like gently floating there as you're rotating from the side. You start facing forwards, now you're at an angle. So all good stuff. So that does it for the media preview of Georgia Goldrusher. Absolutely a good time as always. Huge thank you to the folks at Six Flags for inviting me out to come attend. And again, make sure to stay tuned for that upcoming video showcasing everything new at Six Flags over Georgia in 2025. There is a lot to cover, even beyond the new roller coaster, but it is a lot of fun. They'll be doing pass holder previews. So come out, get your rides in, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.